Happy Sunday, everyone. Today we are at my office at work and we are going to be setting up a Fluval Flex 15. So stay tuned. All right, so we're getting it unboxed here. Really nice aquarium. I've been wanting one of these for a long time. I'm going to modify it a little bit though from what the stock is, because I plan on keeping some shrimp in here as well. And if I keep it with the same on these Fluval Flexes, these back filter slits here, shrimp and smaller nanofish can get into. So I bought some filter pad that we're going to stick in the back, so it'll modify it a little bit and reduce the flow also. We're going to plant this tank. I've got some really cool stuff that I ordered offline and some cool plants that we're going to use. So I'm going to get this all set up in the place that it's going to go in, and then we'll go over the process of aquascaping it. So the first step in planting an aquarium is you want to have a good soil substrate with nutrients for the plants. So I'm going to be using the UNS Systems Contra Soil for freshwater aquarium substrates. It comes highly recommended. So we're going to give this a shot. I'm going to put it in these nylon bags, which I learned from MD tanks. The nice thing about these, when you use these with the soil, is you put the soil in these, you put them in the aquarium under your sand, and then that way it doesn't mix with the sand and come to the top. And then if you want to reuse the sand that's in the aquarium, you can then just take the bags out and you still got the sand that's not mixed. So it's a very good, easy trick to use when you're doing a planted aquarium, especially a nano tank, is to fill these little nylon bags, put them at the bottom, and then cover it with the sand, which is what we're going to do now. So let's get that going and I'll show you how it's done. So I'm going to use this measuring cup, put the soil in it, and then dump it into the bags. Do it over this bucket. Okay, now we're going to start putting the sand in the back of the tank. And in order to create depth, you want to have it deeper in the back than you do in the front. That'll create depth in an aquarium. So you want to pile the substrate deeper in the rear. Okay, now we're going to smooth it all out. Try and keep it away from the intake. right, the stones we chose for this build are some petrified stones. Which are really pretty. They have a sheen to them. We're going to try and position these and then we also have some wood we'll be putting in as well. So for this build, I picked up a small bonsai tree that we're gonna put some moss on. So let's get the moss installed on the bonsai, which we're gonna use some super glue to glue it on, and then we'll get the tree installed. I'm gonna have to glue the tree down or let it sit underneath one of the rocks. But here's the moss. So all you do is you separate it into bunches. I have more if I need it. We're gonna take some super glue gel. You only need a little bit of this. It's safe for the fish, so you don't have to worry about it harming any of the fish. I've used it many times. We're just gonna put little dabs of glue on these branches here and just stick the moss to it. You don't need a lot, because if you put too much, it'll come through with the plant. I purchased all of this stuff. None of this stuff was given to me. The plants and the tree and the soil and the rocks all came from Boost Plants. Very simple, good company to deal with. Dealt with them a couple of times. They ship really fast. They're out of California, and they got a lot of great products. Whatever's not stuck to the tree will come off. So we're gonna place the tree right here. I'm gonna use this other stone I have to hold the tree down. I did have it soaking for a couple of days in an aquarium at home, but it didn't sink yet. So this rock's not going to stay where it's at. It's just there to hold the tree down. And we got a little stone we can put right there. Okay, so that's the tree. Now we're going to do the foreground plants, which is the dwarf chain sword. So we're going to pull the chain sword out of the rock wool. Should be a couple different little plants in here. ground of the aquarium. And this will carpet out. Nice thing about these dwarf chainsaws is they send little runners, and they'll just propagate on their own. So you'll have a bunch, and they'll just be coming out of the ground. And these Sterigoni repins are in actually pretty rough shape. I don't know if they're going to make it or not. So let's fingers crossed. It's a plant that I really like when they're grown. They're very pretty. So I'm hoping once they get planted and their roots take, they'll be in better shape. I don't know if they're like crypts, they just melt down and then grow back from the roots. These things are in rough shape. All right, then the stem plants are going to be planting our Rotala Walichi. It's a really cool looking little plant. They do turn red with the light. They need CO2 injection, which I do plan on putting CO2 on this. Just propagate really easy. They stem plants, you just cut them off. I'm going to plant the back of these. Okay, let's get it filled up. See how she looks. And we got it all filled up. It's a nice little scape. I'm not really liking the rock in the front. So as soon as the tree sinks, that'll definitely come out. I'm hoping that the dwarf chain swords will grow quick. I'm gonna dose this daily with Easy Green for a little while. I'll do water changes consistently on it also. The Sterigoni repins, I'm not thrilled with. Hoping they come back. The Rotala Walichi is really nice. I've had that been growing for a couple weeks in my other aquarium. And when those keep growing, I'll just keep snipping them and replanting them to make a big forest in the back. That's what I'm going for here. And then once the moss all settles in, it should look pretty good. We'll be stocking this week with some fish. I've got cycled media in there already in the back. And I've also been adding cecum stability as well. So there we go. Little Fluval Flex 15 for the office. It's an ideal office tank. Very simple, very easy to set up. Just want to say thanks for coming along today on today's journey, and you guys have a great day. Thank you.